Yo, 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 and welcome back to yet another wonderful episode of Action Thraxin. Um, I did not take a lot of reps today. I did not. I was low in the sleep. You hear my black ass yawning. I was low in the slizneeple skizzles. Low in the sleep. Need to get more rest. I didn't want to take a lot of reps and beat myself down, knowing that, keeping that into account. Um, After I hit my metaphorical wall, if you will. I went and got some Chinese food. And I was thinking about the portion of that. That portion was probably just right. That was honestly just right. It wasn't too much food, it wasn't too little. And the reason I bring this up is because I've been playing with this idea of eating a little bit less during the day, but a little bit of timing when you eat, and I'm trying to figure that out because it does affect how your brain operates, and I'm optimal to throw. I'm optimal to go throw right before I know that I'm going to get really, really hungry. But then, if I get too hungry, I'm not going to want to go throw. So this is a stupid, silly little game. Um, it's a little game I'm going to have to play for the time being. But 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐬, easier said than done, because there's something weird about how your brain works when you're um, when you're a little hungry, not too hungry, but yeah, there's something to be said about that. Uh, so, and I can sort of feel I've meditated enough. I know my body enough. I can sort of feel now where I'm starting to get. I'll start to get a little gazumbled, if you will. The way I think about it is there's not any lubricant. There's not any lubricant in that, and there's no grease in the bearings, if you will. That's going to make when I stop thinking correctly. So, anyways, that's another story. Got in the lab today. Took about 10 throws, 10 fulls, somewhere between 130 and 140. I actually not measured, 135, 134, something to that nature. But yeah, I'm not going to beat myself up in the distance too much. I need to continue executing some decent technique. And the moral of the story is, and what I'm going to talk about is 8 hours of sleep. When I first got the first program that I got, was what he said was 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep. And if I can get that 8 hours of sleep consistently, I'm going to PR consistently. And that's the bottom line about it. But it's not my fault. It's not my fault, but it is my problem. Somewhere I thought not sleeping was cool. And not even that I thought not sleeping was cool, that not sleeping was necessary. And it's not that. So, anyways, we'll get past that slowly but surely. It's a process. I'm not going to beat myself up too much, but that is a big issue. And if you watched Ivan, he talks about how he has night shifts and stuff like that. The recovery is crucial. The recovery is really, really crucial. It goes without being said. So, yeah, I'm going to have to be a little bit more cognizant about recovery. So what I did today was I did a 15 cal row and then 90 kilos for 10 reps on the bench press. I got to set 3 or 4, and I was struggling with the 90 kilos. I said, "What the fuck?" I like to do these. I think these circuits are good for me. I think that they're really, really good for me because I sort of run off the motor, and so when I get myself going, then I could do more. But there's times where I come in and I don't do anything, and I have to get myself going. So this is sort of what I've realized now, that if I don't I don't get myself going, then the lift isn't going to go how I want it to anyway. So whether that's a jog or a bike or row, or it could be any number of things. I have to. There's something about that. Once I psych myself out, once the engine starts going, once the alternator turns on, the pistons come on, I can't get it out what I'm trying to say, but anyways, it all starts fine. The rest of the engine starts, the combustion starts happening. So that's just sort of how I've learned how that I operate. So the engine, the gears have to be greased, and the engine has to get going, because then I think I'm going to be able to hit some bigger lifts in stride. Obviously, I've said this before, catching the stride. You want to catch in the stride, but yes. So I did 5 sets of this. Did some stretching, did some recovery. Also did a 2,000 meter row. I made a good time on that. I made it in about 7:40, 7:50. I'm learning how to row a little bit better day by day. I'm learning how to row. It's me doing that consistently. It's sort of teaching me how to be able to do that without too much strain, because that 2,000 meters is still. I mean, there's people that do 5. But I'm a quick twitch guy, not a slow twitch guy. But I want to find the balance in between. So that's the puzzle I have to figure out. It's easier said than done. But I think that it's going to help me down the road. But it's going to be a process. It's just going to be a process. So, anyways, did 110 for a 5-piece biscuit, no nuggets, hold the sauce, and that was about it. I got out of it after that. So, going to make sure that I'm recovering consistently. I mean, even like 10 minutes of stretching. It probably should be more than that. It probably should be 15 or 20 minutes of stretching, and possibly some assisted stretching, to be completely honest about it. But one thing at a time. One thing at a time. So that's just all I got, guys. You already know what the deal is. Run your toes, keep your mouth closed, lock your doors, and save your throws. And most importantly, you're going to find every day, guys. Let me get out of here.